Hi everybody, I am Jeanine Staples. Welcome to the Supreme Love Project, where we learn to love supremely so that we can live supremely. I am here today answering more questions that have been posted in Supreme Love Project Facebook group. And what I'm doing is attempting to read some of the posts that I write on the Supreme Love Project so that you can see how I respond to people, and also how some of my team members respond to people, because I'm not always able to respond. I'm only one person. I can't respond 24 hours a day to the many women and men who are in the Supreme Love Project, but I do my best to be as responsive as possible. These videos also help to provide information and spread the message. So today we're going to talk about belief systems, and a person named Nick, which is a pseudonym, posted a question about healing your belief systems and asked specifically if I could talk a little bit more about that. And if you've watched this series and you are active in the Supreme Love Project, either on Facebook or in this account, you will hear me say a lot about your spectrum of personhood. I'm saying a lot about your fragmented selves and the ways that they form conglomerates and amalgamations to generate a lover identity that you operate from, that you think from, that you feel from, that you speak from, that you decide and make decisions from, and that you have a behavioral relationship from. And the belief systems that I'm mentioning over and over again are a part of your interior life. They're found inside of the spectrum of your personhood, where the fragments of yourself actually live and breathe and spin out their stories. What happens is when Asher, Maven, Nason, Kagan, Laish, or Sash are inflamed with terrors, relational and social microaggressions, all the way up to those macroaggressions that I've talked about in my blog and in the group and in this series, they will use their voices in particular ways inside of your spectrum, and they will spin out stories, and those stories will have a semblance of truth, and they will form belief systems that are an undercurrent. They're the subtext for your life. They're the subtext that's really running your life and ruining your life if they are toxic. And so the big question is, well, then what do I do? How do I heal these belief systems? You know, how do I come to a place where I can be free from them or evolve them, change them, alter them in some way, do real healing? And so it's a question that I can answer. The answer is, it's essentially built on an understanding that your belief systems are probably, at least some of them, rooted in very surprising narratives. That's the key. That's why I feel a little bit hesitant. I'm a little bit reticent to dive into this, because there's so much performativity in our society, the politically correct way of being that people operate from in the world, that I have operated from in the past, is to tout a lot of positive affirmations and to tout them as having effect. So for example, if one gets the lesson that they should say that they love their nose, they love their hair, they love their hips, they love their thick thighs, that gray hair is beautiful, that wrinkles are a sign of character and wisdom, and that you know that you are valuable, that you know that you are credible, that you know that you are lovable, likable, and you believe that about yourself, then one often has a very hard time encountering your true belief, the belief system that is your subtext and that is operating at the undercurrent in your spectrum of personhood. Doesn't actually hold true those positive affirmations that you spin out, not often. For some people they do, but those are people who've either done the work or who have not been terrorized. And there are very few people who've done the work and very few people who've not been terrorized. So, it's kind of like a mathematical equation, like a numbers game. So healing your belief systems is about coming into contact with the deepest part of yourself that is the most wounded, blistered, fractured, panicked, pained, and dark aspect of yourself. And listening to what you really think and what you really feel, and having the internal constitution, at least from a spiritual realm, to stay with your pain and to stay with your beliefs so that you can heal it. A lot of times the healing of belief systems doesn't happen because people won't face the system.